Now that we've got one of the major upgrades I was so hungry for, things should start moving at a faster pace for us again. I wouldn't dare say we'll move along swimmingly, mostly because I'm not even sure Samus can swim, and that probably makes all the swimsuit images of her seem more than a little ironic, but hey, why bother learning to swim when you have a combat suit that can breathe indefinitely underwater? Somehow managed to get through there more smoothly than I expected. Still, it was more damage than we probably needed to take going through there, but eh. Well, we're on the other side of the wrecked ship now. Definitely far newer territory than we've been in for a while around here. Still, there might be some stuff on the ship worth grabbing, so let's go back for just a little bit. Considering all the other barriers we had to deal with, a standard missile door seems a bit insulting at this point. Well, the music certainly implies there's something in here, but maybe I should stop taking music cues to mean much around here. Okay, so there is something important in here. It's just a pain in the ass to reach, especially with all these spikes at the bottom of the pool. At least it didn't take us too many tries to get to the energy tank. Funny how I can always appreciate one of those, but missile and super missile upgrades just stopped meaning all that much to me after a while. All that's really left on the ship to grab was that other secondary energy tank, and I still have no clue how we're supposed to get over there. Ah well, we've plundered more than enough from this thing. Time to move on. Huh. Only just noticed that the gravity suit did quite a job reducing how much we take from the random bits of electricity sparking onto us in here. Not that I was really all that worried about that particular threat in the first place, but it's kind of appreciated. Apparently, those flat creatures fall just as fast in the water as they do in the air. I wonder what their excuse is, since it's not like they've got a gravity suit to somehow make them drop equally fast and move equally smoothly in all environments. Okay, so there wasn't all that much point in trying to stay above water for a while to see if there was anything special on top. Or maybe I should have been scanning the ceiling on our way across. And one of these days I should probably try to check just what those red egg things are supposed to actually be called. Well, the minimap certainly doesn't show any upgrades inside this maze within the overall maze. Of course, it also doesn't show where any doors could possibly be. I'm sorry, but I'm kinda used to the idea of mazes giving you some idea of where you need to go. Well, that's a door. I suppose that's something. A door that leads to another door immediately. Bit of an odd setup, but then a lot of the setups we've seen have been pretty odd around here. If anything, my expectations for this planet are probably a bit odd. Well, that's certainly a new-looking environment. Can't really call it a desert, though, since all this sand is underground. May as well use the convenient save point before going further into the fresh area. May I say, I certainly appreciate the save point working without us having to do anything to activate it here. Because, dear God, that wrecked ship certainly went out of its way to throw as many curveballs at us as possible. Okay, seems we've got a bit of a shy crawler here. That could potentially be annoying to deal with. Well, grapple beam is entirely useless against it. Hell, I'm not even sure why I thought it would be useful at all. If anything, being able to somehow mess with that thing using the grapple beam would have probably been more complicated than what this game's engine can handle. As far as hallways go, this one is more of a time-consuming pain in the ass and a dangerous one. Okay, not really sure how to interpret that bit of quicksand, but at least we... Never mind. Guess we're exploring what's below us right now. Yeesh, those grabbing claws certainly don't give you much time to catch your breath, do they? And for some reason, we can't go to the right. Ah, well, you were hoping to go to the left anyway at this point. Is that curve for the wall supposed to signify something, or did the game designers just think that a curved sand wall like that would look pretty cool? As a side note, I'm a bit annoyed that the X-ray scanner can't see anything that's moving around underground. Hell, you'd think that's precisely what it would be perfectly meant to find here. Okay, so the next major boss fight is to the right of where we are. Still, couldn't hurt to explore everything else on the left before heading back to the right. Assuming, of course, that we can actually reach anything that high up. Well, this looks like a pretty good spot to do the wall jump to make some progress. There we go. Was a little worried for a bit there that we could only get as high as that great outdoor. Of course, it's not as nice to note that the only way into that shaft is that door that has no means for us to open at this point. Definitely makes me wonder if we missed something we should have activated or something down below. Again, have to reiterate that precision platforming is most definitely not my bread and butter. But considering how much a part of the Metroid series it is, you'd think I'd be able to avoid these kinds of jumping mistakes after this many games. Good to know we have a way up here in case we can't pull off the ice beam jump, but it's not really giving me the sense that we have a way to move to the right from here. And it also looks like the only way to that currently unopenable door is to either do that ice beam platform thing we did the first time up or have the screw attack. It's a little odd that they made getting to a door we can't open at the moment such a pain in the ass. I would say that implies that whatever's on the other side is probably important, but then we've run into a lot of unimportant things behind some very difficult to reach doors in various hidden areas. Though again, I have to wonder why I'm trying to get through something we already know I can't get through at the moment several times over. Okay, that's certainly a much longer drop than I was expecting. Oh yeah, that was most definitely a very long drop. Still, we've got plenty of ground around here for us to explore. Who knows, we might even find a hidden path to the boss. I don't know what those things are supposed to be, or if I should be intimidated by them. All I can do is groan at the fact that we have no way to see them through the sand, when the X-ray virus main use is to see through various surfaces. Okay, really don't have any clue why we're having so much trouble jumping through the sand when I'm pretty damn sure the gravity suit should let us move more smoothly through this sort of thing. Though based on current evidence, it looks like that's certainly not the case. I would ask if Samus has an instruction manual for how the gravity suit actually works, but then I'm pretty sure even if she did, that would be written in Chozo. Useful to her, but definitely not very useful to me who can only read things in bloody English. So I can't even turn back. That seems a bit odd considering how the rest of the game has gone. Seriously, what is with these terribly inconsistent jumps? And just why is it that the sand can make us sink into it in this room, but in several other rooms it's about as solid as a rock? Definitely plenty of inconsistencies here. I know the game is trying to keep things fresh and challenging in various ways, but after 5 hours of this game, you'd think I'd have a solid idea of how things work around here. I just don't think I should be this damn baffled going from point A to point B this far into the game when I feel we have all the tools we need to get to the next door. Seriously, I could do with a good deal more consistency in the height we can manage to jump around here. Maybe I should have just fast-forwarded through this hallway. Seriously, Sometimes when we do the spinning jump, we get some nice height, and other times we just barely get lifted off the ground. That certainly feels like a metric ton of bullshit to me. Well, at least we made it up here after taking far too much damage to do so. Damage from enemies we can't shoot back at instead of actual environmental damage, which somehow I would have been more willing to take over there. Oh goody! More precision jumping when I've been hopping around more often than a frog on hot coals. And we only have a limited window to get up there after we open up that section above us. Wonderful. Not even sure why I'm trying to deactivate parts of the suit at the moment. It's not like that somehow seems to be decreasing our weight or making it easier to make that very annoying precision jump. Still, I feel like we're kind of making progress in this direction, even if it's at a very annoyingly slow pace due to matters beyond our control. Seriously, what's with underwater quicksand anyway? I'm pretty sure that's not even actually possible for quicksand to be a thing underwater anyway. Hold on, let me just check that online. Huh. Okay then. Apparently, underwater quicksand is actually a thing. I'm far more used to seeing quicksand treated as dangerous when the person is on the ground in the desert or something. But then I suppose some sea creatures could also end up dealing with suffocation if they, for some reason, couldn't swim away while on that kind of surface. Just kind of a weird combination of threats. Who in the hell really has to worry about quicksand underwater other than Samus anyway? Are you kidding me? Are you just making a very sick joke? All that trouble getting over here, and we can't get any further up, because the only way through those blocks is if we came from above? God fucking damn it, it's not like we could have known we were going the wrong way, down a one-way street, until we got here. Well, that just feels like such a cheap way to keep us from moving that way. Definitely getting the sense it's a bigger pain in the ass to get from point to point in this game than it was in the 3DS game. They just didn't waste any time giving us quite a lot of trouble moving around in the 3DS game, so it ended up feeling like a constant strain. Whereas Super Metroid started off making it seem so easy to get from place to place, slowly amping up until it became such an annoyance. It's like they expect you to have already memorized the routes you need to take before you get there. I mean, that's all well and good for people who play this game quite a few times in quick succession, or just have a much better memory of 2 dimensions than I do. But for first-time players, this has got to feel pretty damn unforgiving considering how few games in this genre there were at the time of its release. Dear God, I'm not even sure I'm gonna last long enough to reach the next save point. Please tell me we're done dealing with quicksand for a while. Please tell me we're gonna have a chance to do quite a bit of healing before I have to go through anything like that again. I suppose this area is supposed to be familiar to me, considering it's been filled in on the map. just brilliant. We can't get through that gate from this side. Even when we have the gravity suit, it seems that the underwater part of the game is trying to make things very difficult for me. I wonder how many other people have struggled at this stage of the game in all the years this particular game has been out. Didn't really need the scanner to know to go where the crabs are coming from, since we've already been down there before. Still, was kinda hoping it would reveal something more that we somehow hadn't managed to grab the last time we were in there. Ah, well, we aren't too far away from the save point. I would definitely appreciate a break after everything that's happened so far in this clip. Still, at least we've been seeing new areas and had the chance to get frustrated that the fresh path was a dead end from the only side we could come at from at this point. That's better than slamming our heads against the same barriers over and over again in the hopes to somehow make some more progress. Still, not exactly doing my morale any favors. Right, too much to hope that there was some hidden upgrade next to the save point.